It goes back to the golden calf at the base of Mount Sinai when Israel built that golden calf. And Mark, I didn't put it in these terms last night. I put it in different terms, but it's the same principle. Look, that golden calf represents idolatry. And anything that we worship, anything that we put in place of worship of the true God is our golden calf. Whether it's money, whether it's our job, whether it's influence. There's people that want a big name out there, and they'll sell their soul to the devil to get a big name. They'll do anything they have to do to get ahead in life. That's idolatry. And I would say that this judgment that you're talking about is going to be where God, just like he did with Israel, he took that calf and he ground it up. He literally made Moses grind that calf up, or Moses did, but he did it at the instruction. God let him do it. God allowed him to do it. He didn't tell Moses not to do it. But they ground that idol up, put it in water, burned it with fire, and made Israel drink of it. And I'm saying this tonight, somewhat prophetically, but somewhat from my own, but I feel like it's apropos to what we're talking about here tonight. There's coming a season when people are going to drink a bitter pill that have bowed their knee to this golden calf. And like, bowing your knee to Baal, this golden calf is Baal. It's everything. It represented everything that's idolatrous in this world tonight. That's what that golden calf represents. It's all that. And look, first commandment. The 10 Commandments is God's character. That's what he revealed his holiness to man through those 10 Commandments. The holiness you talked about a while ago. He revealed his character through those. And the first words out of his mouth to Israel before he told him anything else, he said, "You should not have any other gods before me." And I wonder tonight if that was being spoken to this church and this nation, and let's just say the apostate church. If the Lord was asking us, what gods have you put before us? And you go back and look at that pyramid, you go back and look at that. Brother, that's the gods that have been placed before the Lord. And again, this is about structure, but the faith is the key. It's not about any of that. It's about our faith being in God. And the true faith will never compromise with the world at any point.
Ever.
Because the faith is what keeps us grounded, and what separates the true from the apostate, Mark. It separates America from basically destruction.
Yeah. And the problem is that our churches, our ministries have all received this lie that was dealt to them, because some of them did it knowingly, some of them did it unknowingly. But that's what we're trying to educate people and get them out of this system. It's a rescue mission like we've been talking about. And that's the part that they don't understand, Chris, is that this is so much a part of the beast system, it's not even funny.
Well, the same call that you gave a while ago is what Moses gave at that mountain. And when all this was over with, he asked the children of Israel, who is on the Lord's side? Who's for Jehovah? Right. And they had to make a choice, Mark. And again, it wasn't that who is on the Lord's side. Look, it's whose side is God on. And look, God's on, he don't take sides. We have to choose his side. We have to choose his side. And his side is love not the world, neither the things that are in this world. For the love of the world, the pride of life, and the lust of flesh, all those things are not of God, it's of the world. And this embracing of this false Baal system, neighbor, Mark, I'm going to tell you something. It's got us choked to death. But again, that's what's blinding, and that's what's driving a lot of this stuff we're seeing by these spiritual leaders. And I will say it again tonight, and you can talk about this and we'll move on to something else. I firmly believe the way that the spiritual leadership treated President Trump, Mark, is part of the reason that the Lord's letting us drink this bitter pill right now, at least temporarily, with Joe Biden. It wasn't, the people out here in the world and the public, the mainstream public, the mega community, the people that were just normal people without any kind of religious affiliation, people that loved Trump, they loved him to death. They saw what he was doing. They appreciated what he was doing. I have never seen a bunch of more backstabbing betrayers and backstabbing Judases in the spiritual realm of a nation over a president. They never did this to Reagan. They never did it to Bush Jr. They never did it to any other Republican president until now. They sure didn't do it to Obama. Most of them.
Obama.
They most of them, yeah.
Because the simple fact is Obama would have yanked their 501c3 from them.
Exactly right.
The only reason they're voicing now is because Trump is about to kind of protect them in a way. He gave them a voice, and you won't get it taken away, and they still won't open their mouth.
And they betrayed him. When he needed them to stand up for him, Mark, they were nowhere to be found. Nowhere. They were writing their articles in Charisma Magazine trashing him. Look, this same Brown character, this article trashing the prophetic, I don't know if you remember it. He was all the time trashing Trump in his articles. He was always taking shots at the president. He was always making these insinuations that his moral character was not where it needed to be for a president. I never heard him say ever the same thing about Hillary Clinton or Obama. Never. I never heard him say it. But anyway, let's move on. Good stuff there. Go ahead. I know you got something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to go over some signs here to help people out that the corporation could have been taken down. Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Number one, first time in history, Trump had the nuclear football. He didn't pass it on to Biden.
That's right.
First time in history, right? Biden comes in on a private jet for inauguration. First time in history. He wasn't on a government jet. First time in history. First time in history, I guess the vice president was sworn in before the president.
Yep.
Apparently. Okay. And it was 20 minutes early for her. 10 minutes early for him.
Yep.
Which was illegal. Unconstitutional. So that was broken. So we have all these different things. And then some of them showed the inaugural, I guess, a parade or column when they were coming down that the National Guard had turned their backs on him. Saw some of that. We saw how he treated the National Guard. We saw all these executive orders flying off the shelf. If he's truly taken down the corporation, the executive orders have no teeth, so to speak. But let me give you some more signs here. The manager of the Keystone XL pipeline, that was one of the executive orders. Hundreds have already been laid off. There's one right there, okay? You got Gavin Newsom, and you've got Cuomo, Whitmer, Lightfoot, all D.C. Mayor Browser, all these guys are all of a sudden reopening their states.
And their cities. That's right.
And their cities, okay? So, I mean, we're going to go right down the list here, man. Now, we got another sign given here, but nobody knows why the Washington Monument and the White House went dark last night. No one seems to be able to explain why, okay? Little something going on there? Don't know, guys. But see, and here's the other thing. Why are they allowing this to happen? We talked about this before. Could they possibly be allowing America to come up to the brink of death? Because look at these union workers that supported Biden. What's the first jobs he pretty much hammered? The unions. Now, these guys have been giving their union dues to the union leadership. And guys, if I can tell you this, I never agreed with the unions most of the time. Even though I was in the union, I didn't agree with them most of the time. But you guys that are in the union right now, you really need to go to your leadership and you need to hold these guys accountable for literally giving your hard-earned money to the union leadership and dues, and now this guy's canceling your jobs.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, man.
It's unbelievable.
This guy's literally turned his back on you guys and literally getting you fired. So now we have breaking. Sarah Carter put this out. Dominion Voting Systems filed a defamation lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani on Monday, seeking $1.3 billion in damages. Yeah. Now think about this for a second. Why would they do that?
But they did it against Sidney Powell too. Now they did.
But don't you think that's a little strange?
Very
strange. Because when you go to court, you have to disclose the proof.
You got to discover. Yep.
Is this all of a sudden fixing to turn in our favor here? All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just throwing this stuff out there, guys. This is stuff for people to pray into, discern for yourself.
Can I interrupt you right there and say this?
You're right, bro. Go ahead.
Folks, I want you to hear what Mark just said, because we get all these emails about, well, Mark said this and Mark said that and you said that. I want you to hear what he just said again. He said, I'm putting it out there for you. You need to chew on what he's saying. And when he's given this, he's not saying thus Mark's opinion. And I'm saying this for a reason, because a lot of you need to take a chill pill. And when Mark says something, he's literally telling you, I'm giving you this to give you something to chew on, research it out. This is what I believe. This is some things that he's showing you tonight. I just didn't mean to interrupt you, because I feel led to say that, because there's a lot of this stuff that they want to hold on and purse words. And those types, you couldn't convince them anyway, but they just do it to be ugly. But listen, Mark's just told you, this is his thinking for you. He's throwing this at you to do with it what you want to believe. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I felt led to say that. Go ahead.
But see, here's the other thing. Here's the other big signs. You got all these little things adding up. Something doesn't make sense here, Chris. Why all these firsts? It doesn't make sense. So you've got why? Where are the liberals right now? By the way,
they're not doing anything.
Why aren't they celebrating in the streets? What when you looked at the inauguration,
right.
you look, these guys were at a funeral. Something's not right, bro.
That's exactly
Now, if
right.
if you had committed treason
That's
and you were
right.
about to be executed and you were about to get a pardon, would you not be jumping for joy, leaping for joy? Because Joe Biden would have been that pardon for these guys.
Pretty
Something's
much.
not right. So we haven't heard anything from the left. We haven't heard anything all over celebrating that Trump's out of office. Why? Because even the entire world knows something's not right. Something is not right.
Totally agree.
The spirit inside of every person knows something's not right. Even the left knows something's not right now. So I'll go on to some of that. Here's another one. This is actually good news right here, guys. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, former press secretary for President Trump, will announce tomorrow she's running, or she's already announced today, running for governor of Arkansas. Guys, if you're in Arkansas, listen to me. I mean, you guys are about to be handed a huge blessing with this lady.
Yes.
You have got to get her into office, because what I keep seeing with Arkansas right now is all the damage that Bill Clinton did to the reputation of Arkansas, Dumena, Arkansas, running the drugs through there, all that stuff that he had going on. I think this Sarah Huckabee is going to absolutely reverse all of that. That she's going to bring God's glory to Arkansas, I believe. That's just me. That's just me. But you guys, I mean, you need to be praying to get this lady in office, because she's going to be a huge blessing to Arkansas. Oh, yeah, look at that. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, do not want their workers voting by mail-in ballots on unionization. This is amazing, man.
Yeah,
An Amazon spokesperson tells CNN the company is seeking a valid, fair, and successful election, and in-person would ensure that.
Oh, really? Wow. Democrats
Wow.
want in-person voting. Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Something?
That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
It's amazing,
Yep.
Ethel.
Yep. So Mitt Romney claims Truth and Justice requires Senate to hold impeachment trial against Trump. Why are they trying to go after the president when he's supposedly out of office?